Play us off keyboard, Kato. Ever since people learned they could beg for money online, the internet has become one giant mooch fest. And there's no better PR move for celebs than pretending to care about something besides ourselves. So that's why I alone, will spotlight the most worthy crowd-funded causes in a new segment called Saint Daniel. As you know, I love pussy, and I love buttholes. So you can imagine how my heart broke when I found out that they were raising money to help this kitten who was born without a butthole. I'm not even sure how much a new butthole costs. I assume $9,000 is enough, but imagine if we raised $1 million. We could potentially give that kitty like 20 buttholes. Do the right thing, you jerks.
Hello, future kittens, pets, masters, and owners, potentially. This is my Kitten Play 101 video. And as you can see, I am normal, except for this.
Hey, Jess. Thanks for making your cat tower.
Gesundheit.
Sorry, I am so allergic to cats.
Well, do you need some Claritin?
Oh, I'm actually more of a Zyrtec man myself. Zyrtec keeps you clear for up to 12 hours and drowsy as shit. So, Jess, how long have you been into kitten play?
Well, I've been into it for about... Hold on a second. Sorry. I've been into it for a little under a year now.
Okay, so you are literally a cat person.
Literally, pretty much.
How did you get into this?
The internet helped me out a lot. I just kind of fell across some videos and it seemed interesting to me, so I did some more research and here I am.
Explain to me the difference between cosplay and kitten play.
Cosplay, like conventions and things, you dress up just for that one event. They don't actually identify with their character. Kitten play is a subcategory of BDSM, which has to do with like the bondage, discipline.
Sadomasochism?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you usually participate with someone else who is either like your dominant, like master, whatever you want to call them.
If your boyfriend hits you, do we call the police or the Humane Society?
Neither.
Neither? I like you. Keep it on the DL, handle it in-house.
Well, it depends if it's consensual.
Okay. Yeah, I understood. How old were you when you lost your virginity?
14.
Yeah? Nice.
That's not good.
Oh, that's not a good age? You want to change it?
No, it's fine.
Say 12.
No!
Do you see a gynecologist or a veterinarian?
Oh my God. How do I answer that?
Well, I think you say, I see a gynecologist. That's how you answer it. I assume you're from Florida.
I am.
Live by an airport?
I do, actually. I hear airplanes over my house all the time.
I could hear them in your videos.
BDSM is a lot more than just sexual. It has to do with being, as I said, disciplined.
How many real cats do you own?
None.
How many will you own when you're 50?
I have kind of a dream of like if I made a lot of money one day, I want to like rescue all the cats from a shelter and have like a huge ass farm for them.
Cats are free.
Yeah.
You don't need to make any money. Just go get them.
But you have to have money to take care of them.
That's true. By the way, at the grocery store, that video where you're
Walgreens.
vlogging, Walgreens? First of all, who grocery shops at Walgreens? That's disgusting. Were you stoned?
Do you want to get Southwest egg rolls with Chipotle ranch sauce? That sounds awesome. A little bit.
There's no reason to be buying mozzarella sticks and whatever, boneless chicken nuggets.
Oh yes, there are.
Unless you're stoned. Let's talk about your boyfriend.
Let's.
I'll be honest with you, when I watch you role playing, he does not seem like he's into it at all.
So I have Master here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna do the boyfriend tag. Yeah, everyone says that, but he's actually really supportive and he's gotten more warmed up to it since that.
Does he enjoy it? He felt like he was just humoring you. And you seem like any other girlfriend, just irritating him.
Well, you finally are agreeing to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think people are doing while they watch your videos?
Some people I don't want to know.
Right?
But most people, since I know, like I keep in touch with most of my followers, they're just like girls even younger than me that just are like.
But some of those older guys, what do you think they're doing?
We all know.
Ugh. I need to go to the bathroom. Where is it?
It is down the hall, first door on the left.
Thank you. Anyway, Jess, what's your favorite cartoon?
Rugrats.
Tom and Jerry. Listen, I have been trying to reboot the T&J franchise for years, and I think you're the perfect person to give Tom that much-needed sex appeal he's been missing. You in?
Sure, but no anal.
Ah, Jess!
Telnet is defined in a plethora of specifications. The main protocol was initially defined in RFC 206 and then again in RFC 854. You know, this is pretty straightforward shit.
The number one question by far is, of course, why do you dress like that?
Dander Mifflin, this is Daniel. Please hold. Hey, Neil! My favorite IT kitty boy.
Daniel, where's Colonel Feathers?
Why don't you look in your drawer?
Daniel, this is not a joke. You killed my bird.
No, birds can live up to 4 weeks in Jell-O. Am I wrong? Where did the name Nil come from?
It's a take on a programming concept, nil, N-I-L, which means nothing.
How old? I can't even tell how old you are.
How old do I look?
I'm gonna say 28 to 31.
Perfect.
But I guess I can tell how old you are then. What made you think that I'm gonna chat about IT stuff for my videos?
I don't know. I think it's just something that I'm passionate about, and there's not really too many people doing it with any type of style. I think my biggest competitor are like people in India that are just recording a PowerPoint presentation while talking over a screencast.
You a Mac or PC cat?
PC.
Why are all smart people PC?
It's the majority market share of what people are using.
But Macs look so much cooler.
I know they do.
And that's all I care about.
But Macs just work, right? They don't have any problems. They don't have any viruses.
Right.
So where's the money for an IT guy?
Ah, thank you. All right, that makes sense. What's the best way to mask a DNS gateway subnet?
None of that made sense at all.
How long have you been doing this?
Probably about 4 or 5 years.
And before that, what were you doing?
I was like almost 600 pounds.
You were a real fat cat.
Oh yeah.
How'd you start shedding the weight?
Liquid diet, and eventually I had surgery. So I felt pretty good about myself. Started making aesthetic choices. I'd wear something, someone would compliment me on it, I'd feel better about myself, start wearing more crazy shit.
Okay.
Next thing you know, I'm wearing cat ears.
Do you own cats?
I don't, I'm allergic to cats.
Me too. What's your go-to drug?
Claritin.
I'm a Zyrtec man. Always been, always will.
Who the hell ate my lasagna?
What's the ratio of positive to negative feedback that you receive?
For every negative, there's about 2 positive and 3 confused.
On average, I get 1 positive to 400 negatives. but it's enough to keep me from killing myself. How much would you say you spend on cat accessories?
Probably about $15,000 to $20,000 a year.
I need to ask for a raise. Is he getting paid more than me?
The fur is pretty expensive. It's mostly custom. It's not easy to wash.
No, of course not. Why would it be?
Yeah.
The painting the face, is that are you doing it every single day?
Yeah, that actually doesn't take that long. That's like 10 minutes max. It takes me longer to put like these bracelets on than.
Okay, so you are taking your bracelets off at the end of the day?
Yes, yes.
That's good. What about the piercings? Is that it for piercings?
Yeah.
You get your...
No.
Okay. I went through a big rave phase.
Yeah, plur, right?
What's that?
Peace, love, unity, respect.
Okay, I didn't know that.
You ever trade candy?
No.
All right, here, do this. So first of all.
I don't have any candy.
All right, so don't worry. Peace.
Peace.
And then it's love, it's like a heart.
Love.
Unity.
Unity.
That. And then respect.
Respect. Oh, shit.
And then this. The hard part is make sure you don't break it into a million pieces while you're doing this, because that's a really bad sign.
Okay.
There you go, that's yours.
Plur.
Plur.
When are the braces coming off?
I don't know, probably never.
What do you mean?
They make me cute though, don't they?
The braces?
Yeah.
I mean, it certainly adds to something. Has it changed your sexuality in any way, or?
It's not a sexual thing for me, but I would be lying if I said that I hadn't gotten more people interested in me as a cat. I think it's the confidence, I think.
Right, it lets people know this guy's a game to play. IT guys get all the pussy. Are you on the market? Is there Mr. or Mrs. Cat?
Yes, I have a wife.
How long have you been married?
2.5 years, I think.
You gonna have kids?
Maybe.
You'd be a fun dad. Cat dad. My dad doesn't even speak to me.
I honestly don't even get this parody. I don't identify as a cat. This phone isn't hooked up, but if it was, it would go. That's the sound it would make when it rang, because it's a lucent.
Do you know the sounds of all phones?
Some of them.
That's a pretty good skill to have, I guess. How come modems don't make that noise anymore?
Because we don't use them anymore.
Oh, wasn't that fun though?
Yeah, fax machines still make that sound.
I just caught myself in the monitor and realized that I have whiskers on.
Yes.
Hey,
This guy might be an idiot.
I've got a pretty steamy will they, won't they thing going with the receptionist.
Memory, all alone in the moonlight. I can smile at the old days. I was beautiful then.
She's just being dramatic because her fiance was diagnosed with feline AIDS.
Hi, welcome back to Human Reviews Pet Food. So it's about 2 a.m. I'm here in my basement. Oh yeah, look at that. And there's kind of these chunks of like different colored bits in there. This is a very saucy cat food. I may have needed a spoon for this. I don't think you're gonna see me barf. It ain't too bad. It's like steak pudding, I suppose. Oh.
There are those among us with a taste for the refined. Indulge in only the best.
Dinner time?
I knew that would work, Jimmy. You can have your fancy feast after you answer a few questions. This is my co-host, Castro, my beloved Havanese of 16 years, passed away, had him stuffed. Now I'm an actual crazy cat person. I have 2 pumas. Love for you to review their food. They eat live antelope. How many videos have you made about cat food?
I filmed, I guess, 18 videos so far.
Why did you think this was a good idea?
Well, it was always a bad idea, but kind of the reason I started doing it was there's all these cat food and pet food reviews online. And they're kind of ridiculous because no one has any idea what the stuff tastes like. So you have all these people saying, my cat, you know, Mr. Fluffy, he'll only eat this kind of cat food. And so it's like if you had human food, instead of having restaurant reviews, you based all your reviews around your friend Tony, who was like the pickiest eater, and you just followed him around and said which restaurants he went to gave him gas.
Okay, there's a few holes in what you said, but I agree with one thing you said. Nothing upsets me more than when I'm at a restaurant and someone that I'm eating with asks the server, what do they like? First of all, they're a server. They probably can't even afford to eat in this restaurant. Now I'm gonna take their opinion for what I wanna eat tonight. I don't like that. Let me guess, it's all wonderful. But where this goes off the rails is you don't own a cat.
I don't. I just walk into the grocery store and I kind of, you know, I just say, ooh, that one looks good.
How far can you spray your urine now?
It depends on which can you eat, you know? Yeah, I mean, I have started, you know, like burying my poo.
You got long fingers.
Yeah, I do. You need a Zyrtec?
No, I'm a Flonase man now. Flonase. For allergies so bad you have to blast poison directly into your nostrils. What's your favorite co-host that you've had on your show?
I think I like Jeju, the black pig.
Why have a co-host?
Well, I just thought it was kind of just a fun thing to do.
Okay. And you've got answers. By the way, a tall glass of water. How tall are you?
6'4".
You and me both.
Oh, all right.
You don't look 6'4" on camera, and maybe that's because you're eating cat food, and I'm completely distracted.
I think it stunts your growth a little bit.
Can you imagine how tall you would have been? 6'4", and you're thin. What do you weigh?
Around 150.
Do you do anything to stay that thin other than have a horrible diet of cat food?
Yeah, basically, you just poison yourself and don't exercise too much so that you don't get ripped.
Is it actually poisonous?
It's not approved for human consumption.
Have you told your doctor that you eat cat food?
I have not. I don't know what they would think of that.
I know what they would think.
Yeah.
They would say, hey, you probably shouldn't do this. Have you ever thrown up from it?
I've never thrown up. I'm actually a little bit surprised.
What about your stool? How's your stool?
It seems pretty normal. I have had a tuna fart, I guess. Or, you know, it just smells a little funny when it comes out.
Sure, that seems normal. A tuna fart. That was my wife's nickname in college. Why do you chew so slow?
I think some of this stuff's just really chewy. It just takes a while to get through.
What's the worst cat food you've ever tasted?
The worst stuff I've done is Frisky's savory shreds. I called it worm turds. Just imagine instead of having a chunk of cat food, you've got the nice little slivers. The texture is really what gets to me with these things. Like if you have a weird little pieces of grit within the cat food, that's what makes me gag, basically.
Were you a picky eater as a child?
Not really. Pretty much the only thing is I wouldn't eat bananas.
Really? What about a banana pudding where there's still chunks of bananas in the pudding?
No, that's making me feel not so great.
No, Magnolia Bakery. Magnolia Bakery. Now they have a chocolate banana pudding there, and then they have this brown sugar cookie. A little overpriced on the cookie, but it's so good. I have 2 of those on my walk back. What about banana runts, the hard candies?
They're okay. I'm not a big fan. I liked banana chips though. I always liked those.
Banana chips are good. What about a date? Do you like a date?
The
fruit, the dates. The answer is no. Nobody likes dates.
Not really.
Would you ever eat cat meat?
Tough one. Well, I've eaten some strange things. Chicken.
Chicken's not strange.
Chicken feet.
Oh. Well, you gotta finish the statement. You can't just say chicken.
I think I might, but I wouldn't feel very good about it.
I don't think you should. I think you should say you would not eat cat meat.
I would definitely not eat cat meat.
All right.
But I definitely would.
Fair enough. When you go to a restaurant, is your first instinct to see if they have a cat menu?
I usually ask for a doggy bag, at least.
Why a doggy bag and not a kitty bag?
I think because people feed their leftovers to their dog more than they do to their cat, right?
You're 100% right.
Okay.
No, I didn't know that. But when you said that, it was just like, the bell went off and I was like, he's exactly right. Do you see your YouTube channel as more of a hobby or a cry for help?
Maybe both. It's fun to see what new lows you can reach. Sometimes I'm like in a basement. It's the middle of the night, just eating cat food.
Will you take requests?
Yeah, I'll take requests.
Okay.
Do you have any requests?
I do. They call this the Meow Mix Suicide Smoothie Challenge. It's a real internet thing that I definitely didn't just make up. Good God. Ooh. The smell from cat food. This one's dense. Now I'm seeing peas,
That actually looks
carrots.
like chicken noodle soup, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you two of those.
It's like applesauce mixed with refried beans.
It looks like diarrhea.
Turducken.
Turducken! You ever had a turducken?
Yeah, actually, apparently they're pretty big in Delaware.
I used to date a girl from Delaware, had cystic fibrosis. Pretty sure she's not with us anymore.
Nice worms.
Oh, that is foul ball, bro. Woo! I'm gonna do you a favor and not do too much. And top it off. My milkshake brings all the kitties to the kitchen. Meow, 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 meow.
You having some of this?
Well, I only made one serving.
Oh.
Bon appetit.
Smells lovely. It's a little chunky, but not too chunky. You blended it pretty well. So it's not too bad. It's got like maybe a hint of carrot, a very strong kibble flavor.
Did I put too much kibble in it? I thought I put too much kibble in it.
Ah, I'll give this one 5 meows out of 5.
That's a perfect score.
Your litter box isn't full, it's about to be.
Okay, my pumas.